and let's see.
Sure. Okay. No worries. Okay. First of all, welcome to the platform, LIB Literary Chapter, the Literary Insights, as the topic itself is for a literary discussion, inviting esteemed guests. And thank you for being the very first esteemed guest to our new venture. And Anandajit Goswami, sir, is the research director, MRIIRS. He's a renowned author and an honorary professor, IMPRI. So welcome, sir. Welcome once again. And thank you for your valuable time, first of all. So today we would like to hear from you, all your writing experiences and journey, and how you would like to sum it up for the new aspirants, the writers. So it would be kind of an insight from your experience that you would be sharing with our audience, that will be shared with our audience largely later on. And also writing tips that you can give to them. So to begin with, you are a research scholar and an academician. And how did writing happen? What inspired the journey? And sir, we would like to hear from you.
Writing, in a sense, I was always doing it. I mean, it's nothing new for me. And I never thought, or even now, I don't think that I have to write a book or something like that. Generally, it automatically happens. I allow it organically to happen. So whatever I feel, whatever I'm going through, I try to note it down every day. And then I see whatever shapes or form it takes. So generally, I'm a little disciplined when it comes to in terms of writing, so that there is a regular note-taking exercise that I do. And even though we see the outcome as always a book or a poetry or a lyrics or anything, at the back of it is a lot of disciplining of constant documentation that you have to do. So that's what, if you ask me frankly, writing is all about a process and disciplining. And because I write different types of things, so when I'm writing a research scholar, as a research scholar, a paper, that writing is very different from what I will do in case of a book or an article or an opinion piece. So every writing has its own structure and process. So I will suggest that everyone has to follow the little craft and the process of writing, and it's not a shortcut. So that's what I can say.
Right, truly said, sir. Discipline, yes, that is extremely important. And as you said, different writing has different kind of expertise and also the acumen that is required. So thank you for those tips. And I would like to ask, as you said, when you write for supposedly a research article, and when you write a fiction, so what is the switch that happens? How do you maintain that balance?
I won't say switch. I will rather say I try to think why I'm writing that. In the sense, what is the reason why I'm writing it? What is the purpose of that writing? And then I try to set a process for that. And when I set that process, in the process itself, then every writing style or an outcome determines or decides a certain kind of a structure. So, for instance, if I write a book, the book determines a very different kind of structure than what I will be doing when I will be writing an article or a paper or a newspaper, journal or something like that. And the switch is that, yes, I try to again, as I'm saying, I get to that process or get to that disciplining of how I should do it first. and it takes time. So what happens, say, if I'm writing a book, in between I'm also trying to write multiple articles. I falter. I won't say that I don't falter. So it's not that I won't be stumbling upon. So I do stumble, and I think that stumble itself is a kind of the process with which you set the tone to change your context of the writing that you are trying to do. So that's what I do. That's what, in a nutshell, I do.
Yeah, that's great, sir. Thank you for sharing that. And that brings me to my next query. The writers, especially of today in the digital age, they express something and then they think that they have become writers. So how do you say one should balance that, creating content versus creating actual literary piece? So how to distinguish that, and the new writers, especially, how they can maintain that demarcation is what I would say.
They have to give themselves enough time.
Mm.
I mean, just writing everything on the social media
Mm.
does not immediately make you a writer.
Mm.
Uh, a good writer or a good literature based writing is not only always about writing flowery English or
Mm.
writing tough English words or writing long English sentences, difficult words. It's much beyond that. Good literature is about where every word, every line, every text has an image context and has set the context with multiple layers and meanings. Now, to generate that in a text, definitely we need to give time to ourselves. Often, what happens, social media writing is defined with a purpose
Mm.
of sensationalism,
Mm.
and there's a little bit of reactionary element to any social media writing. And there's a purpose defined.
Mm.
Whereas literature writing, many times, actually is purposeless. So content might not always come when you have a purpose. Content can come when you are digging a hole. So literature is more about digging that hole, and that hole takes time. You have to dig that hole within your own self. Social media writing, Instagram writing, LinkedIn writing. I mean, I'm not saying that it might not do that. Many
Mhm.
people can do it, but the fact that someone can do that does not ensure that the person
Mm.
uh, be producing a great literature.
Mm.
So there is no one school of uh, saying that, okay, this is the only way to write good literature.
Mm.
But what is important is that the person has to give time in what you process to write. So the time element, and generally social media, uh, real world
Mm.
is working on a constricted time.
Mm.
It doesn't give respect to the value of giving time.
Right, rightly said, sir. The attention span, as you said, depending on the time that is reducing. So the attention span is also reducing accordingly. So yes, one should give time. So that's very profound, and thank you for that. So that also brings me to my another query, because in the world today, the way it is evolving, the publishing world. So based on your personal experience, what would you say? The self-publishing, the traditional publishing, although there is an ease of bringing out your work to the world in today's era. However, getting into the mainstream of publishing is still a little difficult. So, what tips would you give to the new writers?
To get published or to write
Yes,
to get published or to write good work. or to do good
Yeah.
literature?
I think it is interdependent actually. If you write good, obviously you get published. But of course, my question is more inclined towards the publishing aspect. So
I
to get
think
published. Yeah.
if I sound a little agnostic, I
No, no,
don't want to
that's
sound agnostic, but getting published and producing a good work are it doesn't go these days together.
yeah,
Many superficial work also do get published.
true,
Many brilliant work do not also find a publisher.
true.
So we and many good work also get published.
Yes,
So
yes,
there are all three possibilities that can happen.
true.
Now, if someone wants to get published,
Mm,
I personally think that the role of book agent is very important. A good book agent. I mean, the book bakers is a very good book
mhm,
agent. Then Kish is a very good curator that in that way of good ideas and good thought processes. So in the ecosystem, they are also very important. The
mm,
curators of the ideas who think that
mm,
this work is publishable and can actually get somewhere.
mm.
Or if you want, there are many good work which have been self-published. Harry Potter started as a self-published thing.
Right, right.
There are there are many instances where some people have self-published and then moved ahead. So self-publishing also is many times a good way, because
Mm,
say if we have written something which is much ahead of time
mm,
and is in a very experimental space,
mm, mm,
it's not necessarily that always a publisher will accept it.
true.
But that does not mean that the work is not bad. That the work is bad.
Correct.
So I have a feeling the first is the belief of the author or the writer on herself or himself.
Right.
Because finally you are the first best reviewer of your own self.
Correct.
Before it goes outside,
Mm,
person who is creating it knows the best whether the content is authentic or not.
mm,
So that that honesty in the process is very important. And if
mm,
it's not authentic, then you give time, then you wait, then you don't stay in a hurry of publication. If you want to produce authentic work, but to get published, sometimes you in a hurry you produce also, which are
correct.
not too authentic, but it might still get a publisher every publisher is looking for a certain type of content.
Correct.
So if it matches with the paradigm of the content which the publisher is looking for, so you can
Mhm.
strategize that. But if you ask me, I have never done that. I have
Okay.
never done that. I never strategize that.
Mhm.
Uh, okay, if I write this, it will get published. I
Mm,
can't function like that. Maybe
okay.
that's my limitation. I only
Yeah.
write and I only say yes to certain things
Mm,
for which I feel that I have a commitment,
mm,
and in the process of which I won't have an integrity or commitment issue to the script that I'm writing.
mm,
Then what happens? Then the journey becomes far easy, because then you can take along and move along with it, and then you take it through the logical conclusion by talking to your brilliant agents like the book bakers, Nitish,
mm,
and you are convinced about what you are doing. You take time, you be convinced of the story that you want to say to the larger world. I think that is a better way. So my suggestion will be uh, thinking of always publication or getting published might not be the right
mm,
way to approach if you want to be in the
mm.
world of literature.
True.
Publication will happen,
Correct.
but it is the process through which one is approaching the journey. To me, that is far more important.
Correct. Yes, that's very right, sir. Because yeah, the intent and the conviction of writer on their work is more important. And if you have that, maybe you'll get there someday. Thank you so much. I will request Nitish, would you like to add few points, or do you want me to just take it forward?
So I would like to add about the publishing aspect. Yesterday I was reading a news clip about the recent book, the Heart Lamp, if I'm right, by Banu Mustaq. So it is published by a very small publisher, but they are now facing shortage that they are not able to fulfill the order. So what Anandajit sir has said, I will carry on with this, that it's a matter of what actually I want to write. Eventually, either this year or multiple years down the line, if the book is great, they will find the publisher. But what happens as an author, which Anandajit sir will agree, and I think you will also agree, that we are in a rush to get the so-called good publisher, that okay, if this particular publisher's logo is there with my book, then I have done a decent job. And if this particular publisher logo is not there with my book, then I think I have a doubt on my creativity. So we need to separate this thing.
Right, right. So that stamp of quality is what we say actually. Right. Thank you. Thank you so much for that point. So Anandjit sir, taking forward, we would like to know we are aware, but we would like our audience also to know about your books. So if you can just let them know about all your works.
So I started with a science fiction series which has 3 books of the Lucy series, which is a science fiction on sustainability, Lucy and the Train, Lucy meets artificial intelligence, Lucy and the Rise of Parabola. Then 2 Bengali books were also written. So now I have a 5 books on that series. Then I have written Pink Gender and Pink Gender Extended, which is a work on, which is a crime thriller on gender and sexuality. Then I also have written court drama and journey of a Dalit girl called The Rise of the Cup of Central Tendency. I mean, that book is very dear to me. Then recently I have published a work called Siddharth, which is again a time and space journey of an individual. And essentially, then you are also making a commentary on culture, identity, violence through a fictional journey. But then that's a very introspective kind of a book. So Siddharth is also another book that. And then there is also a Green Day, which is a non-fiction that is collected 24 stories on environmentalism and climate action, co-authored with Jivesh Gupta and Ranjan Dubey. And in the Lucy, I had co-authored with Devashish Chakraborty. And in addition to that, yes, so I think I've written 12 or 13 books. I don't keep a count because essentially these stories were all there that I wanted to say, and in my own way. And right now I am working on 2 more books, and those 2 books are completely different from what I have done as of now. So as you can see, every work of mine, it is a completely different world. There is no similarity between any of the world. Because I feel compelled to talk about it, I talk about it. So currently the 2 books that I'm doing, and I can't disclose them now, they are on a very, very different topic, different topic on which I have never worked. But I felt that this is the space where I will like to get deep into, because I really felt that the story was very compelling, and the story was opening up many directions. It's a non-fiction, but I'm trying to do it in a very different way. So let's see. These are some of my works, and probably one more Bengali book will also come up.
Oh, wow. Okay. That's wonderful. So congratulations for your latest release and best wishes for the next ones. We will eagerly wait for them, and as will our audience. We have read some of your work, and yes, of course, they are very inspiring. So best wishes for that. And so I think we are coming to a close. Nitishji, how much time?
Yeah, we still have time. We still have, 5 minutes. 5 to 6 minutes.
So I will try to sum up and close it. So our one more question, Anandajit sir, since we all know this is a platform of Let's Inspire Bihar, led by Vikas Vaibhav sir, who is inspiring a state and to reinstate its past glory. So that brings me to my question, since you also do some social work extensively. So how important is for the people of today who are so busy in their lives to find some time to contribute to a social cause, to give back to the society, or should they just go on with their life? So, and what is
So
the role
first of
of
all,
literature? Yes.
First of all,
Yes.
I am very grateful to Vikas ji and all of you for this platform and for whatever he is doing, you are doing for the state of Bihar. By the way, Siddharth also has a lot of reference of Bihar. So
Wow.
if you read Siddharth, I will
Yes,
not
yes.
disclose how it has.
Sure.
So you will see there is a subtle take in the book where I am trying make actually a social commentary and a hope for a social change through the journey. And I personally, I uh, I think as writers or as a human being or any normal human being, it should come naturally. What you are saying,
Right.
if you are a part of something, you need to give it back.
Right.
It's I feel it's a symbiotic existence. You can only be a part of something when you nurture and nourish that back.
Correct.
If you are part of something and you're only consuming something from what you are where you are existing, that the the source which is generating you will dilapidate it will get dilapidated after some time. So for me, for your own existence, for our own social existence, we need to nurture and give back to the society. So I think it is the basic human pragmatism that should be there, that for the society to survive, for us to survive, we should give back. Now, here lies the problem of education, school education. If in the school education, our educational curricula, instead of marking students, starts to make an assessment criteria where we are making empathetic humans or leaders or who are giving back to the society, and we start valuing them more than an annual exam, or we make those as a weightage grade to get to the next school level, things will change. So I think it will just not change like that. The education system has to change first, because if we change the education system, human beings are interesting, intelligent people. They will respond to that. And but we know that there is a different kind of a problem. Education itself has oriented in a very different generation, where we have become private consumers of a knowledge system, but not generators or ideators of a society or a societal system. So when the education system will be more towards creating towards ideators or humanist generators of an empathetic social system through a public service orientation, automatically your degrees have to be a function of that. And when the degrees will become a function of that, you will see different individuals. So the answer to this question is far more deep. It is not so simple. It imbibes or it entails many reforms that are required, which are not currently there.
Yes, but you have highlighted some very important points, sir, and very rightly. Thank you so much. And that is profound. Thank you. That was quite a light. And again, thank you so much for your time. And I know Nitish ji has said that you are still recovering. So finding out time, even in that, we are extremely grateful for you, for your precious and valuable time. And thank you. Thank you so much, sir. So if you would like to give any more message.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for giving your time on a Sunday weekend.
Yes.
Thank
Yes.
you so much. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir.